Hello, Internet. My name is Michael. Uh, I'm making this video for fellow citizens of the United States of America on both sides of the aisle. And it's been on my heart to talk about some things for a while, and I've been timid, frankly, because I know the internet's can be a vicious place, and I'm probably going to get some horrible, horrible insults thrown my way, and that's okay. But I'm not here to change anybody's mind about who to vote for. I'm not here to persuade anyone to my point of view. Instead, I want to make a case today for trying to walk ourselves back a little from the division. Uh, it's really heartbreaking that we've gotten to the point where Republicans don't feel like they can even speak to Democrats, and Democrats don't even feel like they can speak to Republicans. We have dismissed each other. Both sides think the other side is crazy and evil and looking to undermine the country and naive and brainwashed and all this stuff. And I think that's certainly true of some people. I don't think it's true of most of us. I think most of us are motivated by what we think will really help, what's really fair, what's really just, what's really American. I think that's where most of us come from. Maybe I'm an idealist. But you know, Democrats and Republicans have disagreed passionately for generations. But for much of that time, we've been able to do so um, somewhat respectfully. Even if we yell and scream and argue and disagree, we've been able to at least do that, where we can have conversations. We have not given up on the other side as unredeemable, that's where we are now. Um, so one thing I'm sure of now is that we have vastly different news feeds. So we look at our news feed. I'm a lefty, in case you haven't figured it out. I look at my news feed and then I look at people on the right. I'm like, how can they not see this? But they're not watching what I'm watching, right? And people on the right are having a different news feed. They look at us on the left. They're like, what is wrong with these people? We don't see what you see, right? And I'm not going to try to make a guess about or a statement about what's true and what's not true today. That's not today's conversation. I think a lot of the problem is that we no longer know each other. And the fact is, we're roommates. We share this country. We both live here. We all live here. However we got here, some of us got here because our ancestors immigrated. Some of us got here because we stole the land from the Native Americans. Some of us got here because we were kidnapped and brought here. But regardless of how we got here, we're Americans now, and we share the land. We're not going to have a civil war and divide up the country. There's no practical way to do that. How are we going to divide the land? I live in a town that's a little blue dot in a big red state. And we got a house. Where are we going to go? Right? I think a big part of the problem is we don't know each other anymore. We don't have conversations anymore. That's my cat Link. He's passionately agreeing with me. So, Republican brethren, today I'm going to speak to you. Because maybe you don't know anyone on the left. Maybe you don't personally know any liberals. So congratulations, now you do. You know me. And I want to tell you some things about me that might surprise you, about what I really believe. You know, I read things that the right says about the left, and I'm like, I don't know who they're talking about. I have a lot of friends on the left. Not one of them is in Antifa. I wouldn't know how to find someone in Antifa. I don't think I know any socialists. I don't know anyone who wants to overthrow the government. I don't think I know anyone who wants a one world order. I'm not really sure what that is, and that's what we've been accused of working towards. I certainly don't want to overthrow the government. I'm actually very patriotic, as are all of my friends. So here's what we talk about when we get together, and you'll be surprised because it's actually very, very patriotic American stuff. We just disagree on how to get there, okay? We talk a lot about justice and the Constitution and what's fair and right and American. We talk about there being penalties for crimes, you know. I'm sure you're talking about the same things. It's just we have identified different criminals is all. And yeah, I will get some flack from this from some of my fellow lefties, but I'm not for making all guns illegal. I want some good restrictions to make us safer, but that's not my thing, you know. I'm not anti-religion. Not at all. Not at all. So, and I believe in my country. I really do. I love the principles on which it's founded, and I'm very, very proud to be an American. So, um, there's some stuff you didn't know about folks on the left, and I know there's stuff that we don't know about folks on the right, and um, even though I love that old quote, and I hate that I don't remember who said it, but someone said, "I disagree with everything you say, but I'll fight to the death to defend your right to say it," and that's where I'm at. Um, I want freedom of speech for both of us. I want us both to feel represented in the government because those are American principles. I want us all to feel that our voices are heard and our votes count and our needs are being addressed. And I want us to care about each other. You know, um, yeah. So I think that's all I want to say for today. Um, we are roommates. We share this ground. We share it, and we can absolutely have passionate, angry, important disagreements. But to stop speaking to each other, it isn't practical because neither of us is leaving. We're all still going to be occupying this land together. None of us are going away. None of us are going to, uh, have the absolute government that we want. None of us. Uh, so I want to find out if some of you out there might be willing to start to have conversations again, and start treating each other as fellow countrymen and women. Those are my thoughts for today. If I don't get a lot of hate, maybe this becomes a series. I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you today. That's all. Thanks for listening.